This is the trade that I took on Tuesday. This is the best trade of the week, and I should have probably ended trading for the week after this trade and then waited for my payout because I was up about 5% on the account. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, my name is Lewis, and this is the YouTube channel where I am just documenting my trading journey. I'm not a guru, I'm not a teacher. I'm just simply documenting and journaling my journey in the same way that I have my physical journal. This is my video journal. If you're looking for the best quality PC with the best parts available in the market, make sure you check out Tektronix.com. They're the reason why this series is even a thing. They have a wide range of parts where you could build your own custom PC. They have a 1-year warranty and quoting is available, so make sure you go and check them out. Link is in the description, and use my discount code RTFLV for 10% off. If you're looking for a broker for your FX trades, the broker that I use is Hero FX. Make sure you go and check them out. My link is also down in the description. All right, now that that's over with, basically the whole series is over with. The new series, it was like 2 episodes long, but I already got my first payout, which wasn't very difficult. It was only 5 trades with $200 plus profit, and I got that done in basically a week or so. I'm going to talk about how this whole week went. It was a pretty weird week for me. I guess I'll just save the explanation for once we get into the actual charts, but I already had the confirmation email for the request on my payout pop up in the video. I requested it last night, so it might take a couple days. Either way, we have a bank holiday Monday, so it should be in around Tuesday or so. I'm not sure if Top Step sends out certificates for payouts, but if I do get a certificate, you already know I'm gonna frame it and everything, have it somewhere in the room. As you know, back there I have my other funded account certificate, and I want something to put right here so that when I'm trading every morning I can see it as some type of motivation, or maybe even have just my rules in there, because I'll talk about it once I get into the video, especially now that I'm live streaming on my Discord. Make sure you check out the Discord. The link is in the description as well. We've had a ton of people pull up. I'll get into it more once we get into the charts, but weird week this week, and it was the last week of the month before we have a holiday on Monday. So yeah, let me just save everything for the chart so I can really explain how my week went, and even explain some things that are new to me, since this is the first time that I'm getting a payout with a prop firm. As you know, when I started trading my own personal capital, so I've never gone through the whole payout process. There were some lessons that I had to learn through that as well, and I learned them through experience, which is the best way to learn them. Either way, let's get into the charts, and then we'll continue to talk about everything that happened this week. All right, now that we're here, this is what the week ended up looking like. So you can see mostly consolidation, but we had some good movements Wednesday and Thursday. Really annoying movement most of the week. I caught these 2 days, these 3 days, I was just all over the place, and I have to talk about it. I'm gonna leave it for those actual days to talk about it. But so yeah, make sure you check out the link, like I said, for the Discord. We've had a bunch of people join. As of right now, we have 23 members. It's continuing to grow. I'm throwing in some stuff in there that is educational as well, but mostly we just go over our trades and what ended up happening, stuff like that. If anybody comes in here and they're new to trading, you can ask any questions. Don't be shy at all. Somebody will respond. I'll definitely respond. I try my best to respond to any comments that anybody makes, and I've even this past week on Sunday I streamed. Like I said, I have a live trading channel right here where I stream live, but I've also been back testing my losses on here. I did that on Friday. Yesterday I back tested my losses for like an hour and a half. Analysis for the week as well I've done on Sundays. I'll do my best to keep that up, especially with the live trading. The live trading is kind of difficult having so many people talking to you at the same time, so I'll get into that a bit more in the future. But I believe that I'm probably just gonna have the live trading where I can talk and nobody else can talk, unless they just talk in the chat, which is probably the best for my concentration. But apart from that, make sure you check out the Discord. The link is in the description. All right, so let's see what this week was looking like. Like I said, mostly consolidation, and then we had 2 big moves on Wednesday and Thursday. So you can see big sell-off Thursday afternoon as well. But yeah, that's what it ended up looking like. This is what the week looks like. That's what it looked like on the 4-hour. The weekly candle looked like that. So I'm thinking next week the target is these 2 highs, and we have a lot more to talk about. But if you're watching this video on Monday, I don't know what I'm gonna do Monday in the Discord, but Sunday night I've definitely done my analysis already, and I'll probably do it live again. Let's get into the charts. Put my drawings in here, and it's gonna look a little crazy just because I have my projections and all that stuff, but it is what it is. Let's get straight into it. No need to really sugarcoat anything. So Monday, I ended up getting a W on Monday, and I remember exactly what I did. Monday was the last day, or was the day that I got the last trade for the payout, and I believe I took a short, and I don't know why I have this long here. I don't think I took a long on Monday. Let me just double check. Yeah, so I did take a short on Monday. I'm checking my notes right now. I don't know why I have that long there. I don't think I took a long at all. Either way, I believe I took a short. It wasn't too crazy of a short. Yeah, I have it in there. I don't know why I have this long here. I never took a long on Monday because I remember exactly what I did. Monday, I came into the market a bit late late, and that is my fault. The reason why I say that is because now that this is my full-time thing, I want to take the shit more seriously, if that makes sense, even though I do take it seriously. But even things like this day I woke up on time. I forget what I was doing because I've been trying to come up with a new morning routine in a way where I have something that wakes me up but is also productive. So what I've been doing is basically getting up and getting water right away, water into my system, and then doing some push-ups. And I guess I took too long this day, and by the time I got in, the market was already open. It was like 9:31. So I got very little, if I'm not mistaken, very little analysis right before the market opened, because you know, in the overnight session there's always a lot of movement. So I wanted to see what it looked like before, and what ended up happening was this Monday I just didn't look at the higher time frames that well. So I got in late, but I got in the move, which is all that matter. And all that matters, all that I needed was that one trade with $200. So I got that trade on Monday, and then I called it a day. Honestly, I could have held that even a little bit more to that sell side, and it probably would have been like a $400 trade. But at the end of the day, I got what I came in for, and then that set me up for the next day. But let's see what happened on this day. I've been back testing a lot just to really figure out what ended up happening on certain days. And on this day, what I have to work on, and I sent it in my Discord. I don't know if I could find it here. Figure out where exactly I sent it. Yeah, right here. If you want to read it, just pause it. But basically what I said was I want to work on my patience into getting right as market opens. I don't want to get into a trade right away without having some type of conviction before even thinking about hopping into a trade. Sometimes I think I try to just look at the first 1 minute fair value gap and try to hop in, try to catch that sniper entry. But most of the time, especially later on in the week, it was burning me this week. It was a Thursday I had a really good trade as well, but I made a mistake right before that, which cost me a lot of money, and then I just had to live with it. But I got my money back off of the win. If I would have just waited and been a bit more patient and not try to just rush into a trade, I would have not even lost money on Thursday. But it's part of the game. What can I do? Try to fix it for next time. But coming into the market, I'm pretty sure there was already an SMT in the Asia highs, or with this news candle from Monday, if I'm not mistaken, or from Friday, I'm sorry. So let me see if I could pull that up here. So as you can see, there's definitely an SMT here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm going to mark it out for you so that you could see what I'm talking about. There was definitely a strong SMT right here, showing that we were going to make moves down. And I believe I took a long, and I caught that initial move up, and then it ended up coming back down. So I closed, and I don't think I lost any money, but if I did, it was probably like $30 or something like that. I can't remember too much, but as you can see, like I said, we are already taking buy side right here, with ES taking that buy side and Q not taking that buy side, which maybe we're gonna go down. At least another confluence for a short. What really did it was the manipulation at 9:30. There was this manipulation that led into this 1 hour sell side imbalance, as you can see here, went into it and then just dumped. And I didn't see that as manipulation. It's my fault, because like I said, I didn't see that 1 hour imbalance up there, and it would have been perfect literally, because if you could see here, this is the short that should have been taken. We had minor sell buy side level there. We took out that buy side. Like I said, there was probably some SMT right here, right as market open, and then it went up, and I took that as, I guess, manipulation. But I was targeting up here, and I forget where my stop was exactly, but that was the initial move that I took, probably like down here, and I was targeting at least these highs, and then ultimately that high. It was a better long. I forget exactly where I entered, but it was probably something like this, and then I targeted up here. Once I saw it go up and then reject, it started coming down. I closed before it hit my stop loss. But as you can see, it was a very nice entry. But we had this move up here, which almost stopped me out, came back up, but I entered on the 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken, and I just took it there. It was a 3R. I just wanted those $200 to get out of the market, and that's it. I took it there, and I could have even left it running, like I said, and left it run to this sell side level, and it would have turned into a $400 trade. But either way, took that manipulation leg, the last leg, and then projected it down. As you can see, the levels match up perfectly fine with the sell side liquidity, and that was the move on Monday. Like I said, it was my fault, and ever since then, waking up at 8:30, I make sure I get everything done with my morning routine, and then I hop into the charts after I've done a couple minutes of top-down analysis, just to make sure that I got my morning right. But that in itself is gonna help me out a lot more, and also, like I said, being more patient on trades, really understanding what the market is doing before hopping in, instead of just trying to get that hit of dopamine right as market opens. But let's move on to the next day. I've been chatting too much. This is the trade that I took on Tuesday. This is the best trade of the week, and I should have probably ended trading for the week after this trade, and then waited for my payout, because I was up about 5% on the the account after this trade, so I should have just took this and then stopped trading for the week. But you know, you live and you learn. Now that I know, probably next time if I'm up more than 2%, I'll probably just wait for the payout or just request the payout right away, because I probably would have got it by Friday. Yeah, if I would have requested it on Tuesday after this trade. But either way, it was a 6.6R, about like a $700 trade, something like that. And I caught it, I forget what time frame it is, but it was a market maker buy model, because we had a 4-hour imbalance down here, and I took the short as well. I took a short from like here down after market open, and then I was expecting price to bounce off of the 4-hour imbalance, and that it did, but I was expecting it to dig into it a bit deeper before it went down. So as soon as I seen that, I entered a bit late even on top of that, but it was a very good entry. And I forget what time frame I entered on, but I think it was the 1 minute. Like I said, market maker buy model, extremely clear market maker buy model. I took the manipulation leg also, and as you can see, it lined up perfectly with the -2 and the -2.5, which was the buy side of the original consolidation. As you can see right here, this is the original consolidation. This square right here is the original consolidation. As you can see, buy model within a buy model. We displaced above this high after we tapped into the higher time frame level. We had these high. This is a buy model in itself. I took my entry off of here. I added right here, and I think I added one more in this consolidation right here, right before we took off and hit that buy side level. And just a perfect trade. Literally, like I said, it's a buy model within a buy model. We had original consolidation down here. We sold off into a higher time frame level, which was the 4-hour buy side imbalance, and then we went straight up, used the manipulation leg on the 5 minute, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we are on the 5 minute to get my projections, and it went perfectly with that buy side level there and went up a little bit more. But I was out of the market on this day, and I should have been out of the market for the week on this day, at least until the money from the payout touched down, and then kept trading. But you live and you learn. Like I said, this was the best trade of the week. I had my profit up there. As you can see, I had the skull, which was my target, and I got out of the market after that. I didn't even look at the rest of the day. I know there was a sell-off and stuff like that later on in the day, but mostly consolidation and then this nonsense. I wasn't even looking at the market at that point. But then we come into Wednesday. I believe Wednesday was the day that I had that SMT down here, but that doesn't really make sense. This is the range that we're in, and we had an SMT at these highs, so I should have known coming into the market that we were going to go lower. I guess you could say this was a pretty good setup as well. I'm not mad at it at all. This is a pretty good long that I took. We were in discount, and we had an SMT at this low, so I was like, I'm about to go long. And as you can see here, let me zoom in so you guys can really see. This is the long that I ended up catching. I ended up getting in a bit late because I wanted to wait for a little bit more confirmation after the SMT, but price just took off on this day. Yeah, so as you can see, we end up turtle swooping and then come back to rebalance. As soon as we touched this down close candle, I entered, and I had my stop below this low. It was a bit of a wider stop. I should have had my stop probably at this low right here, but at the end of the day, it went up, had an amazing reaction. But what was it reaching for? It was reaching for that 1 hour sell side imbalance that was there, and that's what I get for rushing into a trade, I guess you can say. But as you can see, we ended up dumping crazy on Wednesday, and this was the trade that was supposed to be taken right here. It was the almost an 11R, and as you can see with that big wick, extreme manipulation up at 9:30, and then we moved down. I believe we had news at 10 too, and at 10 or at 9:45, something like that. I forget what it was. Might have been 10:30. We had news, and then it just died. As you can see, just fell off a cliff. But I was looking for a long, and I'm not mad at all. This is a good long. This was a good long. We were in discount of the range. We had equal highs. The only thing that kind of invalidates it is those SMTs, but usually when we have an SMT like this, equal highs, we're gonna come back for these eventually. Same with the ones in sell side. We have generated liquidity on the sell side where we're gonna go to eventually, which just comes with being patient, like I said. But not mad at this setup at all. We had an SMT at that low, that recent low from 810, and then had an amazing reaction initially, but that was just a manipulation move. Either way, this is the trade that I took on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't think I took any more trades after this one, because it's pretty annoying when you take a pretty good setup and then the market just doesn't go your way. But that's part of the game. Let's move on to Thursday. So Thursday I took this amazing long. Coming into market open, I was watching the market. I was in a call with my boy, and right before I started trading live, I was thinking about entering. We were looking at the market at like 8:30, 8:45, so like around here. We could have entered around here at any point, and then we had news at 9:30. We had news at some point, forget exactly, but 9:30 open, just straight up to the top, and we were bullish, so we should have just took an entry there. And I don't know where I would have had my stop, probably like this low or like these two lows down here. But at the end of the day, we decided to wait a little bit, and then as you can see, prices kept coming back up, and I took this trade right here, took this one, and then it started dying. And I can't remember too well if after this long, I forget what time frame I took that long on, honestly. So I took a long once we came into this fair value gap, but my stop was too wide. I got in too early. We ended up having this nice retracement, which I should have just, like I said, being more patient. I should have waited a bit more, because if I did, then I guess that would have been OTE. Actually, no, that's not even OTE. That might be under equilibrium though. But either way, we come up, I enter a long as soon as we enter this fair value gap, and then it ends up chopping and going down a bit, and I'm still bullish. I just opened up my stop wider, and then once it started to move up, I moved my stop below this low. It went up, and then it started to come back down. I believe I took profit, or yeah, I believe I took profit somewhere around there. I was tight because we were just literally right there from taking that. Either way, it ended up coming back down. I don't know if it stopped me out break even. I might have been at break even, and it took me out break even, but came back down. And at some point, I forget where exactly it was. I know it wasn't on Wednesday, but it had to be this day. I don't know where I took it, but I took 3 contracts somewhere, and I think it was near here. Yeah, I think it might have been right here. 3 contracts here, and then I had no stop loss and just kept going lower and lower and lower. And I was like, damn, I have to close it. And I ended up closing and losing a bunch, and I was tight on myself, because if I didn't do that, I could have just waited for this, and then literally after this trade, I would have been good either way, because I was up a bit and then this ended up starting to come back down. So I closed like around here and then went back up and just consolidated for the rest of the day. But this is a nice trade. I like this trade a lot. I was targeting those equal high, or I was targeting this buy side from the previous week if I'm not mistaken, but I was going to take profits above that high and never got up above it. As you can see, I got in as soon as we turtle soup this, and this candle was still printing. So I got in as soon as I saw the change in the state of delivery. We had that SMT at these 2 lows. We had those equal highs. I was pretty confident, and I think I took it with 2 or 3 contracts. It might have been 2 contracts. Went up, started to come down, I got out there, and that's basically, yeah. Then Thursday in the afternoon, I came back and I was trading, which I shouldn't have traded Thursday in the afternoon, but I came back because I was still bullish, and I took this trade right here, which we had an SMT at the moment, and then as you can see, an amazing reaction. I'm like, okay, we're finally gonna go up to take out all these equal highs, all these stacked highs up here, and then ended up coming back down and stopping me out, and I ended up losing more, which got me a bit tight. But at the same time, it is what it is, you know. Sometimes the market's just not gonna go your way either way. I could have not traded here this day. It's not really a part of my plan. I don't really trade in the New York session afternoon, or in the afternoon session of New York, so it is kind of my fault for breaking my rule on that day like that. But at the same time, if I didn't do what I said I did up here, and then this trade would have got me good for the day, and I would have been fine with it. By the way, let's move on to Friday. If I didn't say it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and then stick toward the ends of towards the end of the video so you can see what the account is at right now. But as you can see right here, I don't know where this is. What is this? I think I was back testing Friday, but Friday I got caught up in all this fucking nonsense. It's annoying. I got caught up in this manipulation, or not manipulation, and this consolidation. Yeah, as you can see, we ended up 9:30, we come down, we take out these lows. I think there was an S&T over here, so I'm going up, but I'm going short because I think we're gonna go lower, and then I take a short as soon as we get in here, and then it keeps going down. I'm like, okay, we're good, and then it starts coming back up, and then it keeps coming up and down and up and down, and I'm like, damn. So I take like 2 trades there, and I lose 2 shorts as soon as we take out that buy side, and then I decide to take a long. I'm like, let me try the long, see if we go for those highs. It goes up, and then as you can see, it came back down, and then just moved sideways for most of the morning until about 10:50. It just took a dive, and then I'll show you the trade on ES because the trade was better on ES. I was looking for shorts all day, and I just wasn't patient enough and kept getting stopped. So I was like, you know, I'm just done for the day. And then we had this long, which I would have definitely seen, which was a very nice long. And then at the same time, the short that I was looking for ended up playing out perfectly. As you can see, manipulation leg, -2.5. It didn't hit that -2.5 just because there was a SMT. So let me show you ES on Friday. ES was a lot better on Friday. As you can see, look at that. Look at the movement on ES. Yeah, we were chopping a bit after we hit this buy side liquidity, but at the same time, this is the short that I was looking for right here. As you can see, very nice short, came down to take out that sell side liquidity. It didn't take it out on ES, but then as you can see, or on NQ, but then as you can see, there is a nice trade right here, which probably was an SMT. As you can see here, very nice long targeting those highs, and I think eventually we'll get these and these as well. well, but I'll say that for next week. I don't want to call price or anything like that. As of right now, as you can see, we still have those equal highs up there, so hopefully we do something where we come down in here. We have NFP next week, so Monday definitely just gonna consolidate all day. Don't trade Monday. If you're watching this video, I hope you're not trading today. You're watching this on a Monday, but after that we'll probably end up having like some type of manipulation Tuesday lower, and then expansion for the rest of the week up to those highs up here. This is the long that ended up happening, and then yeah, there was definitely an SMT right there, so this was the perfect long to take after in the afternoon session on Friday, which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't even looking at this. I didn't look at the charts after this, but man, this is a nice short. As you can see, ended up hitting it right before market close, and man, that was nice. That was a very nice long, but I already had taken my L's there. I was tight because at the same time I'm like, it's gonna go down. I know it's gonna go down, and then it goes down and it just consolidated. But that's what I get for not being patient enough to just watch the charts, I guess, long enough. But what did it even come out to today, that day on Friday? I'm not sure if it came up to this. It did touch this 1 hour, order block, and then went down lower, came down, and the only reason it didn't sweep, like I said, was because you had SMT, big manipulation to the move up. Either way, next week I'm going to be a lot more patient, and I'm excited. I'm getting my payout. I'm sure they're not going to deny it because I followed all the rules, but you know how it is sometimes. Either way, this is what the week ended up looking like. Now let me show you the account. As you can see, this is what the account was on Tuesday. I should have stopped trading on that day and then just sat out for my payout, but as you can see, everything is good. And then we had these days, which is horrible. That's just bad for me, especially because look how I go from these type of days. This is but how I go from these type of days to having these, that's horrible for me. And I think a lot of it had to do with trading live in the Discord and having so many people talking at the same time didn't allow me to really focus the way I should. And I think I'm just gonna, you know, maybe take a couple days out of the week to stream. On other days I'm just gonna trade by myself, or maybe stream and have it just silent where people could text in the chat but not really talk, so I can focus. It's easy to forget your rules when you're talking to other people and stuff like that, you know, and different ideas end up popping up and you're like, oh, maybe I should, but no, don't do that. At the end of the day, now especially next week, I'm gonna wait a bit more. I'm gonna be a bit more patient, especially on market open, just to make sure I get the clear manipulation, because there's always some manipulation. And I'm trying to use the economic calendar because I was doing some back testing and the times align perfectly. They basically tell you when they're gonna do it, and it's basically if this happens at this time, then basically if this happens at this time, then this is gonna happen at this time. So I'm just gonna try to work on that. Specifically my rules of 2 trades, maybe 3. I might give myself 3 because I think 2 trades, and as long as I'm downsizing, I'm good. But after the payout, I'm probably just gonna be low leverage for the beginning of the week and then see what happens towards the end. If I start the week very well, then I'll probably just get back to just 2 contracts during the middle of the week. But I'm just trying to build that confidence and really understanding like the models within the models, because we had like market maker buy model here, but we never took out that consolidation. At the same time, that's down close candle before that move up. Just a lot of, it's like little things, especially with rules and money management when it comes to the chat also as well, because people be taking a lot of trades and I'm like, yeah, I'm forgetting my rules, my money management rules, and then it doesn't even hit you until after. I'm gonna tighten up and make sure that the next week is even better. But thank you so much for watching this video. I've been yapping for a while. If you haven't checked out the last video, make sure you check out the last video. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next series. Think about it, I guess, for the next week. But as of right now, I got the payout funded. Everything's going very well. Make sure you check out Tektronix.com, which is the sponsor of this series and the sponsor of this video. Check out HERO10 if you're looking for an FX broker. Thank you so much for the amount of support you've been getting on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, send it to a friend, follow me on Instagram, go check out my newest edit as well. That shit was tough. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.